Georgia. No one does it like The Glory. 107.9 FM and 980 AM WDDO. Middle Georgia now has a wedding chapel available to serve you. Do you have a small ministry looking for a place to conduct service? The Glory Chapel of Cherokee Heights Historical District can accommodate connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM W300EB Macon and WDDO 980 AM Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Middle Georgia, she's back on live, the historic 980 WDDO. All of a sudden, let's go live into the studio.
You need to fix your head,
Brenda Sutton.
Mm-hmm. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday.
Hey, Johnny.
Happy May.
How you doing? You know what? You need to pull your thing down because we can't see the top of your head.
He just needs to lean.
Yeah, he needs to lean back.
Camera back.
Yeah, but that's what he needs to do.
Lean back.
Lean back. What's on? What's going on? What's going
Nothing
on?
much. What's going on with y'all? How's y'all week so far?
Man, it was okay. It was all right. It was just real busy. You know, I'm uber busy.
It was
Uber
busy.
busy.
Not
Yeah.
mine.
Uber busy.
Yeah, like Uber, not like the thing you ride. But
Like super busy. Busy.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say try Lyft.
You're so silly. I'm trying to send y'all our listeners out there. I'm trying to connect. You know how you share it to the page. I got to get with Mr. Jackson back there and see how to do. Normally I can just share it on the page and it's not coming up in the Facebook thread where I can share it. What about yours, Emily? Is yours where you can share it?
I haven't even tried to yet, but I will in a second.
Please remember, we would love for you to call and join us. 478-250-1444. 478-250-1444. We encourage you to call us and join the conversation, and a whole lot of times correct us in our conversation.
Oh, definitely need to do that.
It's a lot going on in Macon.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. Now, it is. In fact, before we move on, Emily has a wonderful special because one thing about sometimes Black people, we don't support Black businesses the way we should, and when we do, we want people to give it to us free. Emily, am I lying?
Oh, I know firsthand.
All
the time. I got one particular customer that comes into my store, and I'm not exaggerating. Every single time she comes in the store, she asks me, do you offer a military discount? Do you offer student discount? Do you offer senior citizen discount? And no matter how many times I say, no, ma'am, she asks every single time she come in there. You got anything on sale? You got it and this has always been my model, and it's no offense to anyone. If you go into a store looking for a discount, then you don't need to be in there. If you're going into, and I'm not talking about a grocery store or buying things that are necessities. If you're going into a store of things that are not considered a necessity and you're asking for a discount as soon as you are, or expecting a discount when you walk in, then that means you don't need to be in there because you can't afford to be in there.
Well, you know what? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm putting it out like that because it just bothers me.
You don't see anything wrong with not giving a discount or wanting the discount.
Wanting a discount. That's why Black people don't have a lot of wealth. See, we keep talking about distribution of wealth. When I go see Emily, for example, I don't tell Emily, give me the hookup. I say, Emily, how much does it cost? When I go to Donnie Hogan, the best caterer around for us, I just love her food. When I go see Donnie, I said, Donnie, how much? I don't go in there and say, girl, give me the hookup on this. I don't do that.
And you should wait. The proper etiquette is wait for me to extend the discount. Wait for me to say, hey, this is on sale today, or that's on sale today, or these soaps are on sale today. But when you walk into the door, that automatically puts a negative taste in the owner or the manager's mouth. It's like, oh Lord, here we go again.
That's right.
And it's it's different when you're on my side of the table, right? And dealing with us as a people, as a culture, that
have to
we
do
are
it.
entitled, we expect, because I'm Black or I'm African American,
Say
you
it,
expect me
say
to
it.
give you the hookup just because off a principle, off a GP. And so that's what I have an issue with, because I put stuff on sale in my store all the time. It's not, that nothing's ever
That's
on sale.
right.
I put stuff on sale all the time. I have specials all the time. But it's when you come in automatically asking every single time. And you guys know, when I have something on sale or I have something going on, I post constantly all day.
Well,
So,
I'm going to speak up for the little guy every time.
oh
So
God, you are not the little guy, sir.
since you say,
Not you driving the Lexus.
since you say that,
Exactly. She
Okay,
says, I
we
bet
gotta-
she don't go in Belk, and that's my whole
We got
point.
a phone call. Caller. Hello.
Okay, well, maybe they'll call back.
I don't know. Let's see. Mr. Jackson, we got a caller.
What were you saying, Johnny?
if this person
Mm-hmm.
is expected to come in every time in that manner,
Mm-hmm.
then the next time they come, ask them for their phone number or some way to contact them,
Mm-hmm.
so that every time you know you're going to have a sale,
Mm-hmm.
you can contact them.
They are. They see it on Facebook every single
No,
time.
that's not what I suggested.
Mm-mm. They get tagged.
But you know what though? And that's not the, our show is.
I hear where you're coming from, but this particular person gets a personal tag. Hey, this is on sale.
Well,
this
everybody
week.
doesn't communicate via Facebook.
But this particular customer do.
And by the way,
And Brenda, I think it's not a good a barometer, for you to say that when you go into stores, you don't ask for discounts.
You want to know something?
Everybody's, not living your life.
But you want to know now. See, I just had the conversation, and we're going to move on to our subject about. I thank God for what He's allowed us to give us favor and everything. But I'm gonna tell you something. We would have favor if we would spread the wealth. If I go to you and I say, Johnny, can you perform for me?
But who is it to spread the wealth? Like, for instance, Mr. Musk, right? The guy that's buying everything, buying Twitter, sending rockets to, taking daily excursions.
Right.
I'm saying, so who is going to spread the wealth? I'm saying, are you asking poor folk to spread the wealth? Who needs to spread the wealth?
I'm asking, let me just tell you this. The person who, if you can afford to go into a store and buy, then you need to spread whatever it is that you're doing. I'm not saying that that you shouldn't get any assistance. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, as the people, stop expecting Black people in business to keep giving you a discount. When you go over there to River Crossing, you don't ask Mr. Dillard's, you don't ask Mr. Belts, you don't ask Mr. Kroger, you don't ask Mr. Publix, you don't ask them
Walmart,
nothing.
Because they don't understand. They don't have any hopes that Mr. Kroger, Mr. Belts will understand their plight.
So why should I have to?
But you don't have to. But
plight?
you don't have to give them the discount.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying, I'm just speaking from the advantage of why maybe they feel more comfortable asking you,
by the way,
as opposed to Mr. Belt.
And let me just tell you, but and what it does, it diminishes her, as far as I'm concerned, her value. Because when you have somebody, Emily's products are superior. I mean, I pay whatever Emily put on her, whatever she put on her thing, that's what I pay. Not because, and you say because I'm blessed, because I'm like, no, when I didn't have.
Nobody mentioned anything.
No, I'm just saying, when
about
I didn't,
your lack of melanin. Nobody went there.
I'm just saying that in the position, we just need to stop. And Johnny, celebrate it. All I'm saying is Mother's Day is coming. I ain't talking about Boquita Taquan and them on the road with the Dollar General baskets.
Selling them for $80.
Right. I posted that on Facebook. Y'all selling them $80 baskets that it's only $20 worth of stuff in a basket.
I ain't talking about them.
Or $7.
But but it's some cake ladies out there. Y'all know the cake ladies know who you are. Cake ladies, give me a shout out back, okay? I need to see you go in the comment corner. They $45 a cake. Y'all know them. Y'all know them. They be baking some cakes though, and that's their hustle. That's what they do. But you don't need to go to the cake lady and say, you know what? I sure need me a cake. or can you get it to me for $30? Cake lady ain't making no money.
Or well, if I buy the ingredients, can you just make it for me?
I ain't lying. Or you just like a interior decorator like the Quail Terry down in Water Roberts. Hey, can you show me where to buy that stuff? And then when it come, then after you get, then show me where to put it, and I give you $100. And she got a master's degree.
Call us at 478-250-1444.
I think we did have a caller.
Call her. Mr. Jackson, I call her, get through. Sometime my equipment. We ain't got no bad equipment now.
But I think at the end of the day, the whole point is that I think all businesses or as consumers, we should treat each business, quote unquote, the same. You don't go and put on Facebook. They put it on social media. They have commercials whenever they have a sale, a semi-annual sale. It's posted. You know about it. When it ain't on sale, it's not on sale. You don't go into the store saying, "Okay, can I get this? I know it say 10, but can you give it to me for 5?"
But it's conditioning. Like if
I want to break the
if I'm at
conditioning.
Anderson's Diner or Granny's Country Kitchen, a black-owned restaurant, and the customers go and say, "Put a little bit more greens on there. Put a little bit more. Give me that fat meat." But if they go to S&S,
they don't say
they
nothing.
just let them. They order.
Exactly.
They let them fix their plate, and that's it.
Yeah.
The same person.
You right.
On Friday can go to S&S and he'll order turnips, cornbread, and
that's right.
rice and cube steak. And they'll take the order, they'll pay, and they'll watch them fix their food. They'll put it in the box. They won't say anything. If they go to a black-owned restaurant,
you ain't give me enough.
That's all the greens you gonna put up there.
Yeah.
So I understand you.
Yeah.
And then
but if you're at that black restaurant, you gotta know it's coming.
But you know what though? But we can't expect for our black entrepreneurs, people in business, black folk in business, to make it.
Right. Exactly.
Because that's how they eat. That's how they eat. That's how they get their food.
And that's what I've told, friends, and I'm even more harder actually on my friends. I don't give my friends a discount on services. I don't give my friends a discount on product for that specific reason, because when you start something, you got to be able to finish it.
That's foresight, because you get one friend an additional something, and you don't know that they knew this dude or this lady. And then, where you getting ready to go? I'm going over here to the restaurant. You need to let me get your money and go get it. I get more food for you than you get. And then it starts, then when that friend is not around, they go, well, look now, y'all giving some people one amount and y'all giving the next person another.
Exactly. That's how they do. And by the way, I'm going to give my husband a big shout out. Big Hen sponsors the show. Hey, baby.
Big Hen.
And did you get that cast iron stove I suggested you get?
You so low down. But my mother has already given me her black skillets. They're like 75 years old, baby. Them things already seasoned everything. To be frying some chicken. Be frying some chicken into some greens and stuff. But
did you notice, Emily? They are no longer cast iron skillets. They are black skillets. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for her to just say black skillets.
Right, exactly.
Instead of what they actually are.
That's that white privilege.
Iron skillets.
You know what though? I love the fact that my mother gave me the skillets, because I just love, the way her chicken. I hope I can fry some chicken the way she do. I do it in buttermilk wash. That's what she taught me how to do, chicken like that. And I got the little thin skillet to take and fry the cornbread in and stuff like that.
Lord, you about to make me hungry. My mama used to cook that kind of chicken.
In fact, and
that's that Sandersville, Georgia cooking.
Oh yeah, I can cook some chicken like that, and I'm really excited. But the same thing goes in law. They'll say, I ain't gonna go to that black lawyer because he ain't gonna do nothing but mess it up. But I'm saying, but then too, you can't say that. Now maybe they may do some things that you don't understand, but just because they black don't make them any less. In fact, if you really want to get, sometimes you think about minorities and women, because they had to work twice as hard to get that grade, to get that B.
This is what I never understand. I never understand this. Why do people say minorities and women?
Because that's just the way it is. I just want to single it out because
no,
what's your question?
What's your question? Minorities and women.
What's a minority?
A minority is anybody. Technically, a minority is anybody that is not Caucasian.
Okay. So are there women?
Oh, you didn't turn your phone on.
What? That ain't my phone.
Is that your phone, Brenda?
No, that's not my phone. What? That's not my phone.
Where's mine?
That's your phone. That's your phone over there doing all that noise over there.
So
and then try to take and put it on me.
So again.
Then you wait a minute. You're gonna try to make me technologically challenged.
No.
And you know that's your phone over there playing Rick James.
I'm wondering.
Wasn't that your phone playing Rick James?
Why do people say minorities and women?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to make the distinction sometimes.
So where does the black man
me
fall
answer
in
you.
that?
The black man fall in the minority. In fact,
He's
the black
a minority.
man, and by the way, the black man is all within himself a minority. You know.
But if you want to be completely 100% technical, listen. If you want to be 100% technical,
so again, I'm trying to find
this
out.
what our society
if you say
was
minorities and women. So where does the black man fall into that? And where does the black woman fall into that? Is she a minority?
She's
or
both.
Is she a woman?
She's both.
So then the black man is only the minority.
Correct.
And he's excluded from the women's
because
well, he could be a woman if he was
it.
transgendered. He could be a woman. He could be a woman if he was transgendered.
I just don't get it.
But because or if he was like.
So that means the black woman, got two different pots to eat out of. That is correct. So she can eat out of what's owed to the minority group, and she can also eat out of what's owed to the women's group.
That's correct.
And then you wonder why there's separation
by the way,
with the black man.
It's not the separation. What I'm trying to say and what I've been trying to say is everybody is a minority except for the white Caucasian male.
So
we're
then
all
why do you say minorities and women?
Because I make that distinction.
Because there is a distinction.
There's a distinction. And there's
our whole society was built on it's a patriarchal society. So that's a man, period. So that's why we don't have to distinguish a black man from when we're saying.
So you're saying a black man is the beneficiary of the patriotic system that was in this country when we are the ones who hang from the trees?
That's not what I'm saying.
What
I am saying is that historically, men have always been favored over women.
Black men, I'm talking about. See, black men have never been favored over women. Never. Ever. Not in this country.
You know
I said men. This is a patriarchal society.
But it doesn't include black men.
It doesn't include any minority for that matter because it was built by white men. This whole country was built and founded by white men.
No, it was built physically by black men.
Founded by white men. White men have always ran this country. So the system was set up in a patriarchal way where the man, and that even goes back to Christianity, where the man is the quote unquote the head of the household. So the man has always been favored over the female.
But in this country, the black man, are we not because we're not white men?
You know what?
Say it again.
You said that this is a patriotic. It's patriotic.
Hello, we got a caller.
Just turn it off.
Okay. I'm trying.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. What was your comment?
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I've been trying to call. I guess you all were having some difficulties. So, but I'm just going to talk about what you all are talking about now. First of all, my name is Faye, and I work for Making Middle Georgia Black Pages.
Okay.
So, but what I want to say about the minorities and women, the reason why there's a difference there is because, just like you explained, it's the white man, because at one time, even white women were not allowed to vote or to work, or to make their own money. So they also fall in that with the women. So that's why there's a separation. Women have always been, we've always played second fiddle. So we have our own category. So therefore, there's more opportunities and more resources for us now than there was, before.
Mm-hmm.
So there's why there's a difference.
Well, I understand.
So the black men are they're gonna be in the category of minorities, but the women, we have our own category.
So what's the black males?
The black men fall into the minority.
Right.
So, but here's my question: does the black woman also fall into the minority?
Caller,
Because we have our own category.
You got it.
But guess what? You have a lot of households
Turn your radio
that
down.
are led by women.
Ma'am.
So
Turn your radio down.
yes,
Turn your radio.
take your pardon.
Turn your radio down.
I turn it. It's off.
Oh, so we're getting some feedback and trying to figure out where it's coming from.
I'm sorry.
Where I'm coming from,
No. Where the feedback is coming from. But that's good. You know what? You're making excellent point.
To you.
You make it.
because you're a man.
Say it again.
Right.
That's because he's a man.
Okay.
So you're not going to understand because you
Maybe
don't have
you
your
don't
own
know
category.
that.
You got to fall in the category with minority.
No, I don't agree.
Basically, what
Okay, we can agree to disagree.
That's
Right.
what we
well, thank you so much, caller. We appreciate you. Thank you. Some
You're
good.
welcome.
Thank
No,
you
it
so
was
much.
real insight for you.
No,
I think what you said, which is what I was trying to say, is simply this. As females, whether Caucasian or black, as females, it's a double.
we have another caller. Hello, caller.
Hi, this is Henry Williams. I wanted to try to straighten out the understanding of minority versus the woman, and all that has to do with years ago with affirmative action, and affirmative action made the distinction because women were classified as one affirmative action group, and minorities were classified as another. So those are the legal terms of art, not any actual distinction per se. It just only have to do with legal classifications of affirmative action.
Thank you so much for calling. You know what though? And it's coming out of my mind too. I don't understand.
You just can't catch a break.
All of them.
You know.
Bootleg.
Mr. Williams.
I think he hung up.
I don't know. I bet it's your phone.
My phone is.
It's not the phone. It's just something going on with feedback.
It's our engineer.
It's our engineer right there.
See how they throwing the bus, Mr. Jackson ain't even doing like. So anyway, what I was saying, there we go.
It was him.
It was Mr. Jackson. we knew it was Mr. Jackson.
It was him.
So what I was saying is that a female in general is a double minority anyway. The fact that we were a suppressed group, because at one point women couldn't rent an apartment, women couldn't buy a car without a man, they couldn't rent an apartment without a man.
They couldn't own land.
Get in a bank with a bank account without a man. You couldn't own land. So that in itself, we were already a minority in that sense, and the fact that we're black, that made us a double minority. That's why they say black, and that's why they say women, because
hey,
it
Steve,
is.
how you
Our
doing?
system was set up for men to be the head of everything.
And by the way,
so it suppressed the female. So now I was talking to Raymond about this. I think now our society, things are shifting. Women are, and I hate to use this term, women are becoming bosses now, or women are positioning themselves differently now. And I think that men can't handle it because for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years, the man has always been the head. He's been the most dominant. And now things are shifting to where the women are making the money. The women are making the power plays, and the women are the CEOs, and men can't handle it.
By the way, and you need to call in on 478-250-1444. See, I said
some men, not all men.
But you know what, Johnny? I just want to, I know we got another little topic. We got somebody waiting on us, but Johnny, you can be a little chauvinist sometimes.
Okay, let me try this.
Johnny, you're a little chauvinist.
You can call it what
not
you
a
want.
little.
Johnny,
no,
you
can call it what you want.
Johnny, you like a little chauvinist.
She just made an example just then. She said that women couldn't get a place to stay without a man and all these things, right?
Yeah.
So now if I go to any one of these governmental projects, 99% of those places are housed by women, are the heads of those homes. So you're telling me now men can't get them? So then now do men need a separate group to, when you say minorities, women, and then black men?
No, because you know why? Because it just sucks. Because that was the way that the system was set up from the very beginning for the man to be the dominant. The man was supposed to go out and work and earn.
Right.
Now, whether, again, we can, play semantics all day about black and white and go back and forth, but the system was set up for men by men. So now,
So who set it up?
By the way, Johnny, don't be crying.
I'm not crying.
That's right. And don't be crying about it.
I just try to figure out.
You ain't going to figure it out because it's not logical to you because you're a chauvinist. Now, you my friend and everything, but Johnny, you know.
If you tell me, listen. If you tell me that things have changed, right? You're saying that there's been some evolution. And then you say, well, now, where women's salary used to be so low, now women are becoming, like you just said, bosses. So now you got these female bosses. But they want that part to change. They want that part to change about salary and the difference in salary. But she still wants him to pay for dinner. She still wants him to pay the bills. So now if she's going to be the breadwinner, then why isn't she first in line to take on all those responsibilities of payment?
Because the system won't change. The system is not ready to fully change.
Jenny, I don't know who.
Has nothing to do with the
yes,
system.
it does.
It has to do with the mindset.
I don't know.
Right, the mindset of the people. When do you think that's going to change?
The system is what pays you and allows you to
and
work.
And by the way, if you're trying to say
system.
that a black man has been mistreated, he has.
No, I ain't trying to say that.
And he is. But Tara, some of the stuff that go on between us, and I say within our race, we need one thing. We need some counseling. We need some counseling because some of the things, there's self-hatred, want to kill up each other, shoot up, don't want to be in relationships. I ain't talking about you, Jenny, but don't want.
She's coming for you today, ain't she?
That's okay.
But it's all I'm telling you is that some of this stuff is us. It's not anybody else, it's us. Don't, as far as, I'm just talking about marriage or relationships or this thing about gender reversal. I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you that how many times I was up here reading something. I'm sorry, folks. How many times, Jenny, what you doing over there?
It's light.
You know what? That's the problem. You be tearing up stuff, and then we can't even get all of our stuff done because you be over there fiddling, playing, and stuff like that. Okay, but we was gonna talk a little bit about Shanique. We got a guest coming on, don't we, John? Tell us about our guest.
She is indeed a person who has aspired to become better and make a better life for herself and the community.
And she's a woman, right? Hey, Shanika.
She's a wonderful female.
Hey, how you doing today, Miss Sutton? How you doing today, Emily?
I'm good. How are you?
You know what?
Great.
And we were just talking about women bosses, and then all of a sudden here comes one of women boss.
Oh, thank you guys so much. My name is Shakita Maxwell, and I'm the president of Royal Science, which is an educational and academic service here in Macon, Georgia. And I'm delighted to be on your show today.
But tell us, what is Royal Sciences?
Royal Science is an academic and athletic training facility in which I coach kids in their sciences, and also I coach them in their sports. Me being an athletic scholarship softball player, I know both leagues, so how to get it in the classroom and also how to maintain it on the field, and to also find a balance. What we see is these kids want to be superstars, you want to be LeBron, but that may not be where you go to your next level. Would I wish them well doing that? But if you got that college degree, nobody can stop you from being a sports analyst, being a broadcaster, or hosting your own show, ESPN. But if you get that sports injury and you don't have that degree, it kind of limits where you need to go. So when you're developing yourself, you got to have a career plan. And what a career plan is, that you determine your skills and interests and what best fits your talents. So if that'll be softball, baseball, basketball, you got to have a plan on how you're going to execute. And what I find with my minority kids and at-risk youth and young adults, we don't make a plan for anything. We know that we want to be great, and I love the confidence, but we don't make a plan to be great. So that's where I come in at. Let me take your greatness to the next level, but let me plan out your greatness, because understanding that greatness come in different stages. It might be first stage, second stage, and then if you do go to the NFL, you got to plan for your retirement. You just can't spend all your money then while you're playing, because you got to have a next set. So that's where you start developing yourself in your brand. But another thing I want to talk about is how you cultivate your professional and personal development. When you receive that degree, you take certain courses or you gain a certification. That may be essential for you to understand your up-to-date self in your field. But most colleges and learning places, they have platforms or online courses. So here at Royal Science, we incorporate that all in our package deals that we give to the students and to the parents, to let them know we're not just here for the beginning of the game, the preseason. We're here for the Super Bowl, the end run. So that's what I do. But I love this conversation you guys had today. I just love everything about the show. And I just want to thank you guys, because sometimes we need that real talk, because we don't talk to each other in a way that's appropriate. We deconstruct and we disseminate. We got to unite. So that's when I had the rally on yesterday to unite the West Kingdom. I invited all sides of making out, because if we don't make it together, we're not going to make it at all.
Oh, excuse me. What are you speaking about on yesterday?
On yesterday, I had a May Day, because yesterday was May the 1st. May Day Stop the Violence rally in Macon at Matilda Hartley School. So I come from the Unionville area. So I'm an Anthony Road graduate. I went to Matilda Hartley, Ballard Hudson, and Southeast High School. So when I was a child, I sat on Hartley Hill and I seen my kingdom, which was Unionville. I can see the front of it, the back of it, right there on Hartley Hill. And I was like, over my kingdom, what would I do to help anyone?
Shanique, we got a phone call.
Okay.
Caller. Hello. Well, let me see.
Okay, they hung up.
They hung up. You know, you're talking about your services, which is absolutely great. Okay. How does someone tap into it? Because that was the first thing. I'm like, well, how do I find you? How do I get involved in it? You know, how do I take and connect my youth with it? How so often I see so many people. How do I recommend them?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I have a phone number. You can slap me on the hand, because I don't have any social media. But you can they can reach me by phone at 478-320-9430, or by email at SHE7KITA@msn.com. That's my email for my business.
Along with your personal business.
I think this is what's going on. When someone calls in, there's an issue with the
Hanging up.
hanging up and calling back. And I think that's what's going on. Hello?
Okay, go ahead, caller.
Yes, is this WDDO?
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir. I was listening to the gentleman and the conversation, and I wanted to give my input there on certain issues about black women having their own class.
Go ahead.
Yes, I have to agree with that because, as the gentleman was trying to say, black women, along with women in general, when we had our civil rights movement, instead of it being the civil rights movement, it went to women's rights. And that's the same thing that's happening now. As we fight for civil rights, it's being shifted to just women's rights. This is the second time that has happened to us as a people. And when we look at it as a people, black women have more power than anybody else, any other woman in this country. But it doesn't work for us as a people. So when you say that black men are a minority and white women are a minority, but the black woman has her own class, I agree with you. Because the only people that have been free has been the white man and the black woman. That's the power structure of this country. So just because our women are getting more and becoming bosses, how does that benefit us as a people? It doesn't. It don't help us as a people. And black people in general have more money now than we've ever had in our lives. We got black billionaires, but that don't do that for us as a people. So we need to fight for everybody getting their rights as a people, not just women getting their rights. And I think black women done got a fair share of their rights on top of everybody else.
Ooh. But we get a little feedback, so we're going to talk a little bit about it. And thank you so much for calling and sharing.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. You made my point. All I was trying to get.
Hold on. Let me just. If we totally disconnect, we won't have feedback.
Okay.
There we go.
All I was saying, is what I heard from you saying is, I don't think there should be these. It should be one group of people who are being wronged, not split up all the different. Like,
Lord.
Okay, so black men are being wronged. We're gonna make a black man group. But I'll stop talking.
You know what though? Oh, don't be getting no attitude.
If you're gonna Lord have mercy over me while I'm talking, I'm gonna stop talking.
I'm sorry, Johnny.
Don't be sorry.
I am sorry because you didn't got an attitude.
I don't.
What? You know what? See, I have, I'm a black woman. And
that's questionable. You knew that was a softball pitch.
The thing about it is, as you were saying, Miss Maxwell, look, that's this sister girl, she's so sweet. Is that we have to work together. We can't, when we go at it like that, we're not, and it's okay, we just having it all in fun.
Yeah.
But what we don't understand is that we have to make sure that we work together, you and I.
That's my whole point. And by the way,
and then we uplift our black men. We're not trying to hurt our black men. It may seem like it, whatever. A lot of black women make more money than the black man. But I know for a fact, my sister-in-law made sure that she pulled my brother up. Mm-hmm. Even though she was the breadwinner. Not one time did my brother feel like he was not the head of the household. Mm-hmm. That is an internal thing, and it's individual. It's individual. It's not every black woman that's like that. A lot of black women don't mind working with the black man, but now they're not going to be dogged by him.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
It's a difference, Johnny, in pulling up and then being dog. I'm the man of the house and you ain't bringing nothing to the table. And I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about skills and support.
Right.
And that goes to what I do. Because you look at me, raw science. Raw science come from a hierarchy. So it doesn't mean that I'm better than you. I respect your position. It's myself and the baby brother. But my dad, no matter what goes on, if I go to my dad's house, he's the first person to eat, or he's the first person to allow people in. If I go out to eat with my baby brother, if I'm there, he orders. It's not just that I diminish myself or my light. It's because I appreciate him. And I want the world to see that he's appreciated. Not just because he's my little brother, just because of who he is. It's the hierarchy. But at no time do he make me feel like I'm less than. Because when you let somebody else shine, it enlightens you. And that's what we got to get to.
And that's one reason why we fight and carry on and do the kind of things we do, because we don't love on each other enough. And so that's, I talked to my granddaughter and I said, you're going to respect your granddaddy. You know why? She said, granddaddy won't let me eat in the car. Okay, granddaddy ain't gonna let you eat in the car. But don't get mad because of that. Granddaddy is taking care of that. But you know what? Granddaddy take care of us and stuff like that. When you get up in the morning, you greet your granddaddy. And
Yes, ma'am.
even though I get mad and talk about my ex-husband, my children are allowed to talk about their daddy because that's their daddy. It's a
Correct.
difference now. I ain't got to like him, but they may not like him or love him, but they're gonna respect him because
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
their daddy. You know what I'm saying? So
But
we have
that's good of you to sit down and talk to your kids. But some people, they don't even talk to their kids about situation. We don't talk to kids about conflict. And yesterday program was all about my summer program I'm having now with this summer. How do we talk about things that are difficult? What get us to the point that we want to incite violence? Is it even worth it? We don't even have no afterthought. We got to stop being so reactive. And see, my job right now, I'm a public health officer. I'm a chemist with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. We preach prevention. You can prevent half of the things that go on, but we got to communicate that. But we got to also look at the royalty in everybody to see that we have values, not what you see on TV, what you see in real life. We don't respect real life.
And that's one of the things you were just talking about, us having these real talk. That's why I love what we do here.
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's real. Some people get mad at us. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
They get mad at us. Emily be giving me the business. Emily, you so low down sometimes though. But she be talking about me in the telephone, stuff like that. She be really giving me the business. But I love her though. You better not mess with Emily. I fight you. I cut you about Emily. I didn't say that.
Don't. She didn't mean that, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't punch you in the eye by Emily. But I'm just saying that I understand. And we do need the type of conflict that you were talking about. That's real.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If black men feel that black women have slighted them, or that we get that we get all this wonderful love, we don't.
I just feel like
we don't get it like that.
When we keep falling, I call it the okie doke, because now instead of it being the family empowerment, which is what I think that our race suffers from.
I agree.
We make it the black woman empowerment. Then you put a group over here and say it's the youth empowerment. Then you put another group over there and say it's the black man's empowerment. Why can't everybody be empowered in the same room and have the conversation?
Because we are not together like that, Johnny.
And I'm saying because we are comfortable with being in the women's group over here and with being in the men's group over here, instead of being comfortable with being in the same room together. That's all I'm saying. We have lost that. I'm saying, how come the mom, the dad, and the kids can't sit in a room together and give out all the disciplines and rules together? So then the son and the daughter knows, now I know that we might be saying that dad is the head or whoever is the head of the family. But these two mom and dad situations, we know we can't go one behind the other.
Johnny.
You put the mom over here, put the dad over here to talk to the kid. The mom over here, you got separation. That's not an equal understanding.
Hey, Johnny, listen. I had a lady call me today, Emily, and she was sitting down with this lady and talking to the children. Mm-hmm. And the lady said, and I was, did she say the children, she said, each one of my children got their own daddy. That's why you can't put all of them in the room together.
That must be the Maury show.
No, it's so many people that that they do, and you know what? It's a lot of little children right here. You know what? I did a youth camp one time. This is real talk, and I said, "Show me your ring finger." You know, them children didn't know what it was because they don't know what marriage is. Because that's not, you know what I'm saying? That type of family structure is not reinforced. The children, you have a child that said, well, I want a baby. I said, well, what about your husband? We don't need no husband. We just want a baby. Now, that's what we are. And that's what makes it so difficult to do what it is that you're doing, that you're talking about.
But we don't make time for quality time. This one essential thing that everyone could do, just so simple, is at that kitchen table. You make arguments, you make time off, you put those phones up, and you have a sit-down conversation. I work all over the United States, but when I get back home to my parents' house or I'm in my apartment in Savannah, I make sure I sit down with my daughters. I don't have a husband, but guess what? I have a home where a whole family unit is. My parents. I left them in the best hand that I knew how. And that's just fine. But we sit at the table and we talk about things. You got to make time and space for those things that you want. You go to your job because you want money. You go out with your girlfriend because you want your quality time. There's not a problem with that. But I have a picture in my house and in my parents' home. My most first priority and responsibility is to those in this household. So even when I go out those doors, that's extra. But right here, this is where dreams are made. These are where nightmares are made too, if we don't put in the quality time.
You know what? It's a lot of little children right now, Emily. You know what they think dinner, you know what they think a dinner plate is?
What, McDonald's?
That's right, a bag or a box. You laughing, Johnny? It's a lot of little children. They don't sit at the table and eat. They don't know what it is. You know, we was made to sit at the table and eat. That's how we had like table manners and stuff like that. I didn't particularly care for it back then, but I'm glad we did. Where did you eat?
When my son, when Jimmy was younger, I made sure every night that we cooked at home up until I guess he was in maybe 10th grade is when we started, you know, when he was in band and, you know, when they get that age, they running everywhere, you know, they got to be dropped off here and dropped off there. So, you know, we started eating out a lot more once he got on up into high school. But yeah, I always just felt like when they're young and impressionable, having a meal at home is important. You know, sitting around the table, everybody together, sitting down, eating was showing him structure to me. That was teaching him
You're
structure.
Absolutely correct. And that is one of the first phases as far as conflict resolution.
When they're young.
Conflict resolution starts around that kitchen table and the structure of it. So that is so huge. So when we start, and then too, we do have so many children who are in I don't know what I guess it would be a blended family when you have about 3 different baby daddies. And, you know, hey, sometimes it's 4. Sometimes it's 4. And as sad as it is, you know, then you want to know why the children, you know, they say, well, you know, our children out here killing each other. What are we teaching them at home? And that has been something I've said before. You know, is if you don't teach them how to have self-control at your house, because you always fighting with your significant other and things like that, what do you expect the children to do? You know, you can't expect for them to try to work out situations when each time you got Uncle so-and-so or every time you date somebody. And by the way, I'm going to say this, I don't believe in bringing everybody around your children when you date. Dog, and I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. So, okay, they're going to take and push me off the air. I didn't say a bad word, though.
You talking about something else.
What y'all talking about?
Nothing.
But I'm just talking about in terms of structure, you know, getting back on, you know, structure and things like that. If we want to take and deal with some issues, we just need to deal with things head on and face on. You know?
We didn't speak to Steve. Hey, Steve. Steve said hello 20 minutes ago.
Hey, Steve.
What's up, Steve?
You know, and Johnny, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take and crash on your chauvinistic parade. I'm sorry.
Did you?
No, actually, the caller that called in was exact on what I was trying to say. I was not trying to do anything but point out that those are still tricks to cause separation. When you make people feel like they need to have a separate group over here in order to benefit their community, it needs to be together.
But that's never gonna happen. I mean, it's like waiting for an absolution that'll never come.
Well, but I agree with your outlook on whether it will happen or not, because people want world peace. But that still doesn't mean we're not supposed to try and push for peace, because we know world peace is not going to happen. But should we stop seeking peace?
No.
But
my point exactly.
But the thing about it, the black man is mistreated a lot, and I agree. But I put like this: all of us, minorities are mistreated.
See, my point is not that the black man is being mistreated. My point is that all of us are being mistreated, and we all need to be in the same movement to fight against the mistreatment. Not have a black male group over here and a black woman group over here and a black youth group. I think all those groups are greater force if they're all together.
That ain't gonna work because it's
it's a great idea. It'll never work, but it's a great idea.
But that's where I'm coming from.
Okay, because it's very territorial, and people like that, they're in their little silos.
And you know why it became territorial?
Why?
Because those who were in charge with the money said, "Ooh, we can separate them like this.
Yeah.
We'll make sure the black woman knows that if she stays over there with that black guy, she's not going to be able to get this new weave and this new pair of shoes and this new dress and this new place to stay. But if she separates from him, she can get more beneficiary things this way." So then they call separation, and they tell the guy the same thing. Black guy, if you stay over here, we're going to be able to benefit you more. If you date some of our cheerleaders here at Ole Miss, instead of going to the hood and getting a black girl, then we'll be able to benefit you more with commercials. The real world, Brenda.
Wait, let me tell you the real world. It's called Poverty Pimps, The Usual Suspects, all of them in that mess too. Okay.
But you speaking from a colonizers, because you a colonizer, so
don't laugh with them. Don't laugh with them.
We respect yours.
But I'm just saying, because sometimes, we're and I agree that a lot of things happen, that white people are involved, but it's a lot of things that happen that black folk involved.
My thing is not black or white. My thing is that we should become together.
And that is not going to happen because we have people who are like crabs in the barrel.
And the thing about it is we can push for peace, but it's more important for us to push for fair play. Because when it comes to fair play, everybody is respective of the game. You got to understand that everybody don't have the same intention. They don't have the same religion. They don't have the same thought process. But we all have to respect each other. That's where the fair play come in. I might be good at XYZ. You may be good at ABC. But it doesn't mean that we got to be in close competition for each other. We don't have to grudge match each other. We can be a master of our own lane, and we can also switch lanes too. But if it's a fair play, it's a fair game, everybody has open opportunity. So we can be at peace, but I'm not going to let you destroy my growth either, just to make peace with you.
And that's my point earlier on in the show when I said we need to give, like people, black businesses, we need to pay them what we pay everybody else and be quiet.
Correct.
And stop trying to get the hookup on everything and just perpetuate poverty. We can pull everybody up if we pay a fair wage, pay a fair price.
I don't know anybody at Dillard's. I don't know anybody at Belts, Head Corporation. But if I go and see Emily, I know Emily, she's in my community, and that's what people need to start paying for. I don't know nobody at these stores that I be shopping at online, period, at all. But if I go to Emily's store and I know Emily, I'm directly affecting her household.
That's right. And that was my point. And see, and that's why I said I believe in making sure that we support each other, in professions and things like that, and stop that.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm very hard on that. Oh, that's my mama.
No, wasn't her phone supposed to be out? But anyway, it's you said something that kind of struck a nerve, not a nerve, but just something I had kind of went back and forth with a good friend of mine, And I was going back and forth with her about the importance of shopping, spending your money locally. Shopping with small mom and pop stores and how important it is for the community. And I was telling her, I even broke it down to like the taxes, and I just gave her an idea. What would happen if all of the small mom and pop stores ended up getting shut down and all you had was Walmart, Kroger, and Publix, and no other small little farmers markets or anything.
Right.
You didn't have and that's all that was left. I said the city would go broke. The city would literally go bankrupt. I said they don't realize how much taxes small businesses actually pay, and that's why they stay upset with these larger conglomerates that get these massive tax breaks. And I don't think that I was telling her, I don't think you stop to think about that. So when you spend money locally, with my store or the, little mom and pop boutique, I said, you're actually putting money back into the community, because 9 times out of 10, those people live in that city, or they live, pretty much close by. They shop in that community. So you're actually helping your community. And she could not get it through her head. Well, people spend money where they want to spend money. I get that.
Okay.
But I'm trying to retrain you to understand that if you can shop local and buy soap, I sell soap in my store. If you can come in my store and buy soap from me instead of going to Walmart, you're not only helping me out and my family, you're also helping out your community, because we pay taxes, and those taxes pay for school buses, they pay for school programs, they pay the school teachers' staff. And she, in her mind, she just couldn't process it. She couldn't get it. And I just said, you know what? Spend your money where you want.
And see what it is.
Some people just don't want to understand. They're not stupid. They don't want to understand.
They don't want to help you pay for your car.
Mm-hmm.
They look out there. They say, "Well, Emily got a new car. I ain't gonna help her pay for that car."
Mm-hmm.
Or Brenda got a new car. I ain't gonna help her pay. And whereas I should celebrate the fact that you have a new car, or that you have a new. I'm happy that you have. You know what I'm saying? I'm ecstatic. I mean, that's something wonderful. Instead of trying to pull us down. So I just say that I just have issue when we just treat each other so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And I love what you're doing with Royal Science, and I like the way that you're trying to pull, especially the black man up. He needs to be pulled up and respected, and it sounds like you're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. And I always would do that. I would do that. I'm a respecter of a person's, not just titles or positions, however it goes. Mm-hmm. You got to respect the person. That's a part of the fair play, because everybody in it are not at the same stage. But once they get there and they arrive, appreciate them so they can feel like, hey, I did do something. If it's just that one thing that they did, be happy with that, with their life. You don't have to dim yours. Be happy for them. Yeah, and that's all I ask.
Oh yeah, I like that. I ain't got to do nothing to your light. You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
It said prison mentality created by the colonizers. Yeah.
Oh well. Now, what y'all trying to say about the colonizer? Because
you one shade from Caucasoid Mountain.
You know what? And you got about 11%. Come on now.
Got about 90. So
I don't have that. I got 24 though, but
well, we certainly do appreciate you coming on, and
we got to have you come back, because I want her to talk about her Royal side. What about that third eye? Is that what you're dealing with too?
I'm trying to.
Okay, I got you.
You also.
I got you.
You're not just dealing with in the youth. You're just dealing with youth in general, not just black young men, just all youth, right?
I actually do youth and young adults, but Royal Science can span from pre-K all the way up to college, because you got to think about it. In order to get a job where I work at, there's a positive education requirement. So you have to have those 30 hours of science just to get my job.
Well, so look, we're going to get you back on. We got to get off the station right now.
They're playing the music to get us off.
They're playing the music to get us off.
But we want you. Thank you so much for coming.
Peace and blessings. Thank y'all.
Will you come back?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I would love to.
Oh, we want you to.
Yes, ma'am.
Good job. Good job.
Thank
All
you.
right, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. We love you so much. We will see you all next Monday.
Big shout out to
All
Attorney
love.
Henry E. Williams.
Yes,
Yeah,
Big
woo,
hand. We
woo.
love you.
All
Mwah.
right.
We'll
Get
see
that
y'all next
cast iron
Monday.
stove.
Stop. I ain't got no cast iron stove. I got cast iron skillet though.
I know, but you need a cast iron stove with it.
Oh, for real. Let me see.
You've been listening to All of a Sudden. Join them every Monday evening from 5:30 to 6:30. All of a Sudden with your host, Brenda Sutton. That's every Monday. We'll see you there.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants